Hi everybody, Mrs. Tamita here. Today in art, we are going to be talking about ancient Mesopotamian art and hybrid creatures. So I know that those might be some pretty big new words here, but don't worry, we'll go through all of them. So let's start with just ancient Mesopotamian art. So ancient Mesopotamia is a place. It was the first civilization, and I will talk about that in a little bit. And we all know what art is. And I'll talk about hybrid creatures after I explain a little bit more about ancient Mesopotamia. So ancient Mesopotamia came into existence around 5000 BCE. BCE means before the Common Era. And since it was the first civilization, that means civilization began about 6,000 years ago. And where it is around modern day Iraq. So it's not exactly the same as Iraq because over time, countries' borders change, names change, lots of things change over time. It's just around the same location that modern day Iraq is. And now let's talk about hybrid creatures. So some of you may know already that hybrid creatures are more than one animal combined together. A couple examples are a griffin, which is an eagle and a horse, a centaur, which is a man and a horse, or a pegasus, which is an eagle and a horse. There's a lot of horses there. But what does that have to do with ancient Mesopotamia? Well, there was a sculpture made by ancient Mesopotamians called Lamassu. And no, it has nothing to do with the llama. I'm sorry to disappoint you. So the Lamassu sculpture is 15 feet tall, which is just about as tall as a two-story building. And it is made up of 3 different animals. So let's see if we can figure out which 3 those are. One easy one, first of all, it has the head and the face of a person. So it's part person. Another one is that it has really big wings, so it is part eagle. And the very last one would be its body and legs, and it kind of looks like a horse or a cow, but if you look, you can see that there are horns up here, so it is part bull. So it is human, eagle, and bull all combined together. So why would they have made these? I want to see if we can get there together. So remember, these things are really big. They stood at the gates of a city. So during these times, they would usually have a wall around a city, and you need gates to enter. And the Lamassu sculptures would stand at the gates. And like I said, they were 15 feet tall. They were huge. So I want you to imagine a 15-foot tall creature that is as strong as a bull. It can fly, and it has a human head, so it could be as smart as you. Sounds pretty scary, right? They were guardians of the cities. So they would build these statues to put at the gates to guard the cities and scare off people who might want to come into the city and do bad things. So for your assignment, what you're going to be doing is to create your own hybrid creature drawing. You'll use your sketchbook for this, just a blank piece of paper. Your creature should show craftsmanship, take your time and be neat, show composition. So what that means is you should draw large enough to take up most of the paper and have at least 3 different animals. So you would have a different head, body, and tail. Okay. But you could do more than 3 if you wanted to. If you need ideas, there is another slide here. You could just choose a different animal from each column. For example, head of a wolf, body of a horse, and tail of a fish. That would be interesting. But all we're doing this week is just drawing in our sketchbooks, not worrying about coloring, just drawing with pencil for today. 3 different animals combined into one. And then here are a few examples of these drawings. This first one is my drawing of the wolf, horse, fish. As you can see, I just replaced the horse's back legs with the tail, so you can totally make changes like that. Another example made by a student is part cat, giraffe, and ostrich with a really long neck. And another example from a student is a snake, scorpion, dinosaur here. So as you can see, just be creative and have fun with this, guys.